Making a special statement in Parliament today, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe announced that no doubt has been cast on the verdicts delivered by the Supreme Court over the past 2 years.
It
is clear that the President never received any motion adopted by a majority of members of Parliament calling for the removal of Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike due to any misdemeanour or inability. When reading Article 107 Part 2 of the Constitution, it is evident that the President made an illegal arbitrary decision to remove the Chief Justice. When considering these facts, it is evident that the appointment of then Cabinet Legal Advisor Mohan Peris as a Chief Justice was invalid. This is because there was no legitimate vacancy at the time for him to be appointed. Since the removal of Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike was not illegal, she could continue to function as the legitimate and constitutional Chief Justice of the country.
During his statement, the Prime Minister also spoke on former Chief Justice Mohan Peris.
January 9 උදේ පාන්දර හරියටම කිව්වොත් උදේ පාන්දර 4ට පමණ ජනාධිපති මහින්ද
At about 4 a.m. on the morning of the 9th of January, I was informed that President Mahinda Rajapaksa wished to hold a discussion with me. When I went to Temple Trees, I saw several people around the President. One of them was Mohan Peris. When I asked him what he was doing there, he said that he had come there to offer some advice and then he left the room. But I was informed by the Attorney General that when he arrived at Temple Trees after receiving a message from the President at 2:30 a.m, Mohan Peris was there with the President and several others. Mohan Peris later telephoned me and noted that certain factions are attempting to remove him from his position. However, he noted that as a Chief Justice, he would support the government in any future verdict of the Supreme Court. The name of Mohan Peris has been mentioned with regard to several companies. He served as a director in companies like Lanka Private Limited and Rakna Logistics, but he was also a shareholder in these companies. These facts were presented to the Anti-Corruption Committee appointed by the National Executive Council. This situation threatened to create a crisis between state councils, other lawyers and the courts, and threatened to throw the whole legal system into crisis. Since his appointment was illegal and in violation of the Constitution, it was void from the beginning, and his actions have tarnished the position of Chief Justice. It was against this backdrop that the President, after consulting with the National Executive Council and the Attorney General, decided that the correct procedure would be to inform Mohan Peris, who functioned as a Chief Justice, that his appointment was invalid. The President then informed the actual Chief Justice, Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike, to resume duties as a Chief Justice. I wish to remind this House that over the past 2 years, the Bar Association of Sri Lanka has been of this stance and that they did not accept Mohan Peris as the legitimate Chief Justice.
Mohan Peris නීත්‍යානුකූල අගවිනිසුරු ලෙස පිළිගැනීම ප්‍රතික්ෂේප කළ බවත් මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ සිහිපත් කරන්නට කැමැතියි.
The Prime Minister also commented on the validity of verdicts delivered by benches, including Mohan Peris.
ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථා 119 2 වගන්තිය පිළිබඳ
I wish to draw the attention of this House and the country to Article 119, Part 2 of the Constitution, and I quote, "The Supreme Court shall have power to act notwithstanding any vacancy in its membership, and no act or proceedings of the Court shall be or shall be deemed to be invalid by reason only of any such vacancy or any defect in the appointment of a judge," unquote. Therefore, there should be no doubt of suspicion over any of the verdicts or determinations issued by the Supreme Court over the past 2 years.
As soon as the Prime Minister's statement concludes, we must adjourn and hold a party leaders meeting. Thereby, I ask that this party leaders meeting be held now.
The Speaker adjourned the sitting to consider a decision on the matter. The House reconvened 40 minutes later.
The request we made before this House, the promise made to this House. We call on the Speaker to grant time now for the first debate on the statement made by the Prime Minister on this very important issue.
There cannot be a system where judges are coerced into leaving. We are prepared to grant a debate. There is no problem. Even the Honourable Prime Minister said that we would allocate a date.
The Honourable Prime Minister has made a statement, and it is only this statement that will go before the country today. We will be done an injustice through this, and this is why we ask that at least one of our members be allowed to speak and make submissions on this matter.
තමන්ගේ කණ්ඩායමෙන් අහන්න තමන්ගේ කණ්ඩායමෙන් අහන්න ඔයා හිටියේ නෑනේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂේ සමාජික පැන්නේ කෙන්නේ මේ වාඩි වෙනවා දැවුත් කෑ වාඩි වෙලා ඉන්න මම කියන්නේ මම ලෑස්ති මෙතුමාට දෙන්න ඇයි මේ පළවෙනි පේලියේ ඉන්න අය මෙතුමාට කෑ ගැහුවේ ඇයි අර පේලිය කෑ ගැහුවේ නැත්තේ මං හිතුවේ එතනින් කෑ ගහයි කියලා ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය දැන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය උතන නෑ ශ්‍රී ලංකා ඕන්ට වඩා කෑ ගැහුවොත් මං ඔබතුමාව ජනාධිපතිතුමාට වාර්තා කරනවා මේ ඕන්ට වඩා කෑ ගැහුවොත් මං ඔබතුමාව ජනාධිපතිතුමා කෑ ගහ වාර්තා වාඩි වෙන්න ටොක්ක්ක් ගන්න නැතුව ජනාධිපතිතුමාගේ හරිද ජනාධිපතිතුමා ටොක්ක්ක් ගන්න නැතුව වාඩි වෙනවා ඉතින් ජනාධිපතිතුමා ඔබේ නායකයා අපේ ජනාධිපති ඔබේ නායකයා අපේ ජනාධිපති එතුමෙන් ගිහින් අහගන්න